Hello again and welcome to another episode of Main Street Martin, and this time, as you can see, we have a postcard from Whitemead Forest Park and our short break in the Forest of Dean. Don't forget to check out all of the other episodes on the channel, and if you enjoy them, please make sure you click on the like button, ring that notification bell to be informed of any future videos, and if you possibly can, it would really help the channel if you can subscribe. Now, as you may have seen from this channel, we've stayed in lodges before in Norfolk, Lincolnshire and Somerset, but this time we're staying in this glamping pod here at Park End near Lydney in Gloucestershire. The site here offers cabins, lodges, apartments as well as camping and caravan pitches, and we're staying here in this Mega Pod Premier, which has an outdoor picnic area and parking for one car. So if we go inside, here as you can see we have a double bed plus a sofa that converts into another double bed, so it can actually sleep up to 4 people. It also has a toilet, a wash hand basin and shower, plus a kitchen area with a table and 2 chairs. So Whitemead is surrounded by the rolling hills and the tranquil setting of the Forest of Dean. It boasts a fantastic pool here, there's a gym and a spa complex, and there are also plenty of woodland walks as well as other outdoor pursuits. There's an outdoor terrace area as well here with food and beverage kiosks, and inside we enjoyed meals at the Forester's Bar and Restaurant. But if you want to be self-catering, of course there's a takeaway service, there's a shop on site, and you can hire barbecues. And for children, well, there are 2 outdoor play areas, a woodland themed adventure golf, a multi-sports court, and many other options including table tennis and archery. was out early this morning, but it's gone a bit cloudy now, but we've made our way to the Dean Heritage Centre. Camp Mill is the site for the centre and has quite a history dating back 400 years, starting with King James I. The site here has been used for at least 6 different purposes. There was an iron forge here between 1612 and 1674. In the 19th century, industries like coal and iron mining in the Forest of Dean grew a lot, and so in 1823 Samuel Hewlett set up an iron foundry on the site to make products needed by those new industries. In 1876 the foundry buildings were converted into a corn mill. Water wheels were used to power machines that ground wheat into flour for bread. And then in 1888, John Mason leased the buildings and turned the mill into a facility for making leatherboard, which was used for inner soles and heel stiffeners in boots and shoes. The leatherboard factory eventually shut down in 1908 because it had problems getting those raw materials. In 1912, the site was converted into a sawmill producing timber for making railway wagons and sleepers. There were about 10 sawmills operating at that time in the Forest of Dean. In 1925, a water-driven turbine and a steam engine replaced the 2 water wheels, and later they replaced those with 2 150 horsepower diesel engines. From 1960, the owners used the site as a scrap metal yard for about 20 years. They'd actually filled in the pond, but the mill building and the cottages still remained. And since 1983, a trust has managed the Dean Heritage Centre. The charity was set up in 1979 due to concern that the Forest of Dean's heritage would be lost. Now there's an awful lot to do here, from the museum's many collections to those scenic walks. There's a Gruffalo trail and an adventure playground, and of course a cafe and shop.
incredible to think that all of these clocks are actually around 300 years old. All made by the same family.
Dennis Potter is widely regarded as one of the most influential and innovative dramatists to have worked in British television. He grew up in the Forest of Dean, and the area was a huge influence on him and appeared in many of his productions. The Dennis Potter archives are fascinating and include notes, manuscripts, draft articles and a recreation of a 1950s living room with authentic furniture and various objects. There are documents from the Potter archive on display and panels with text and photographs providing insights to Potter and his work, and of course the influence of the Forest of Dean. There are some nice walks around the centre, and the Gruffalo Trail is great for kids. The Dean Heritage Centre is about a 10-minute drive from Whitemead. Admission is free, but the centre receives no government funding at all, so there is a suggested voluntary donation of £5 for a family or a couple to help support the centre's ongoing operations and of course its future. Symonds Yat Rock is about 15 minutes drive away from Whitemead. It's a famous viewpoint overlooking the Wye Valley in Herefordshire, offering panoramic views of the surrounding countryside and the River Wye as it winds through the valley below. The area is also well known as a bird-watching hotspot. We were lucky enough to see some peregrine falcons, but you can also spot goshawks and other birds of prey. And there are lots of walking and hiking trails here, leading through the forested landscape around the rock and connecting to the Wye Valley Walk and other scenic routes. The facilities here include a car park, picnic spots and a small cafe. Symonds Yat Rock is free to visit, but there are parking charges, and we paid £3 for 2 hours. Mallard's Pike is just a 6-minute drive from Whitemead and offers beautiful lakeside scenery and a cafe where you can enjoy drinks, cakes and other seasonal snacks. There are walking and running trails, cycle routes, the Go Ape high ropes and a Gruffalo orienteering challenge amongst other things. And again, admission here is free, all you have to do is pay to park.
So on our way back to Whitemead, we've stopped for another walk, this time around the lake here at Mallard's Pike. Again, it's free admission, you just have to pay for parking. I must say, we've picked a glorious day. Blue skies, the sun's been shining and it's about 14-15 degrees, which isn't bad for March. it's another glorious day. It's our final day. We've checked out, had breakfast at Whitemead, and we've made our way to Canop Ponds, a series of man-made reservoir lakes. Absolutely beautiful. Look at the blue sky.
Canop Ponds consists of 2 reservoirs originally created in the 1820s to supply a water wheel at Park End Ironworks. Today they're used for fishing, and it's an idyllic spot to view local bird life. There's a picnic area overlooking the ponds, plenty of wildlife to see including mute swans, mandarin ducks and reed warblers. Walking trails will take you around the ponds, or why not bring your bikes and join the Colliers Trail to explore the wider forest on 2 wheels. And that's it for now. We only really scratched the surface of the Forest of Dean in just a couple of days. If you had a week or more, there's so much more you can see and do. We've many more trips planned, including a return to the Algarve and more Christmas markets. In the meantime, check out our previous videos from Warwick Castle to Walt Disney World, Salzburg to Salou, cruises, city breaks and theme park trips. And if you enjoy the videos, you can really help the channel by clicking on the like button, ringing that notification bell and subscribing. And I hope you can join me next time for another episode of Main Street Martin.